Civil Services Education Programമിലേക്ക് ഏവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. Civil Services അഥവാ IAS എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും വലിയൊരു സ്വപ്നമാണ് അല്ലേ? പക്ഷേ പലർക്കും ആ ഒരു സ്വപ്നം വരെ എത്തിച്ചേരാൻ പറ്റാറില്ല. ഈ പരിപാടി Civil Services attempt ചെയ്ത ആ മെയിൻ ഇന്റർവ്യൂസ് കാത്തിരിക്കുന്നവർക്ക് ഒരു പരിശീലനം എന്ന രീതിയിലാണ് ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. മാത്രമല്ല സിവിൽ സർവീസ് ഒരു വലിയ ആസ്പിറേഷനായി കരുതുന്ന നിങ്ങളിൽ പലരും ഉണ്ടാവും. നിങ്ങൾക്കും ഒരു വലിയ മോട്ടിവേഷനും പ്രചോദനവും ഒക്കെ ആവട്ടെ ഇവരുടെ വാക്കുകളും ഈ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ പാനലിന്റെ സജഷൻസും ഫീഡ്ബാക്കും ഒക്കെ പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഇതാ അമൃത സിവിൽ സർവീസസ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ പ്രോഗ്രാം ഇവിടെ ആരംഭിക്കുന്നു. ഇന്നത്തെ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ പാനൽ ആരൊക്കെയാണെന്ന് നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. ഇന്റർവ്യൂ പാനൽ ചെയർ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഡോക്ടർ വിശ്വാസ് മെഹ്ത IAS, പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ സെക്രട്ടറി റവന്യൂ, ജോൺ സാമുവൽ അഡ്വൈസർ UNDP, രശ്മി റോജ തുഷാര നായർ, ഡയറക്ടർ ന്യൂസ് ദൂരദർശൻ, N. Prashant IAS, District Collector Calicut, Dr. K. Ambadi IIS, Managing Director Kerala State Coastal Area Development Corporation Limited. Hi Jitin.
Hi Deepa. So
it's a big step, alle. Civil service എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു ആരുടെയും വലിയൊരു സ്വപ്നത്തിന്റെ ഒരു ഡ്രീം റിയലൈസേഷന്റെ ലാസ്റ്റ് ലാപ്പിൽ നിൽക്കുകയാണ്. So has it been a long time dream for you?
അതെ, വളരെയധികം വർഷമായിട്ട് ഞാൻ പരിശ്രമിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ആദ്യമായിട്ടാണ് ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിന് പോകാൻ ഒരു ചാൻസ് കിട്ടിയത്.
വെരി ഗുഡ്. അപ്പോൾ എത്ര അറ്റംപ്റ്റ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞു ഇപ്പോൾ സോ ഫാർ?
ഇതിപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ ആറാമത്തെ അറ്റംപ്റ്റ് ആണ്.
So let 6 be your lucky number.
Oh, thank you Deepa.
Okay, so tell us about yourself Jitin. ഇപ്പം നമുക്ക് ജസ്റ്റ് ഒരു സമ്മറി ഷീറ്റിലുള്ള കുറച്ച് കാര്യങ്ങളെ അറിയുള്ളൂ. Apart from that, tell us about your family, about your hobbies, interests.
എൻ്റെ പേര് ജിതിൻ ബിരാജ്. ഞാൻ 2004 സർവോദയ വിദ്യാലയ ട്രിവാൻഡ്രം നാലാഞ്ചിറയിൽ നിന്ന് പാസ് ഔട്ടായി. അതിനുശേഷം ഡൽഹി സെൻറ്റ് സ്റ്റീഫൻസ് കോളേജിൽ BSc ഫിസിക്സ് ഓണേഴ്സ് പഠിച്ചു. അതിനുശേഷം കുറച്ച് NGO വർക്കും കുറച്ച് ടീച്ചിങ് വർക്കുമായിട്ട് നടന്നു. അതിൻ്റെ കൂടെ തന്നെ സിവിൽ സർവീസിന് വേണ്ടി ട്രൈ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഇതിപ്പോൾ ഈ 2014 എക്സാമിൽ മെയിൻസ് പാസ്സായി ആദ്യമായിട്ട് ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂവിന് അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നു.
So family, വീട്ടിലെല്ലാവരും?
അച്ഛനും ബേസിക്കലി ഒരു ബ്യൂറോക്രാറ്റിക് ഫാമിലിയാണെന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറയാം. എൻ്റെ അച്ഛൻ IPS ഓഫീസറായിട്ട് റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്തു, ബാബുരാജ്. IG ബറ്റാലിയൻ ആയിരുന്നു. അമ്മ ഇപ്പോഴും കോപ്പറേറ്റീവ് സൊസൈറ്റിയുടെ രജിസ്ട്രാറായിട്ട് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നു. ചേച്ചി, അമ്മയുടെ പേര് S. ലളിതാംബിക. രണ്ട് ചേച്ചിമാരുണ്ട്. മൂത്ത ചേച്ചി മഞ്ജു ഹൗസ് വൈഫാണ്. രണ്ടാമത്തെ ചേച്ചി 2013 സിവിൽ സർവീസ് പാസ്സായി. ചേച്ചി ഇപ്പോൾ ഇൻകം ടാക്സ് കമ്മീഷണറായിട്ട്, അസിസ്റ്റൻറ്റ് ഇൻകം ടാക്സ് കമ്മീഷണറായിട്ട് തൃശ്ശൂർ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നു.
കുടുംബം തന്നെയാണോ ഒരു മോട്ടിവേഷൻ?
അതെ, എൻ്റെ അച്ഛൻ വാസ് ആക്ച്വലി വെരി ഡീപ്പ് ഇൻസ്പിറേഷൻ ഫോർ മീ.
ഗ്രേറ്റ്. അപ്പം നമുക്ക് ശരിക്കും വളരെ മോട്ടിവേറ്റഡ് ആയ, വളരെ ടൈം എടുത്ത് ബട്ട് നല്ല ഡിസിഷൻസ് എടുക്കുന്ന ഒരു സിവിൽ സർവീസ് ഓഫീസറിനെ കിട്ടട്ടെ എന്ന് നമുക്ക് പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കാം. ഐ കെൻ സീ ദാറ്റ് ഇൻ യു ജിതിൻ. ആൻഡ് അറ്റ് ദ സെയിം ടൈം ഒരു 400 മീറ്റർ റേസ് ഓടുന്ന ആ ഒരു മോട്ടിവേഷനിലൂടെ ആ ലാസ്റ്റ് ഫിനിഷിംഗ് ലൈൻ മുന്നിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ട് ഓടി തുടങ്ങിക്കോളൂ. I'm sure you'll reach there. So you're almost there. I wish you all the best. And what is awaiting you is an enlightening and an enriching experience for you, because വളരെ eminent ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പാനൽ ഉള്ളത്. അപ്പം make maximum use out of this 30 to 45 minutes that you get with them. Maximum learn ചെയ്യുക, and I'm sure that will really motivate you and inspire you in the big mains that's coming up.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Yes.
Wish you all the best.
Yes, thank you. Come. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you, sir.
Jitin, what are you doing currently?
So currently, I was teaching in an institution, basically current affairs for civil service students. Right now, I'm learning some surfing, sir.
Where?
In Varkala.
Varkala? You are staying in Varkala right now?
No, I'm from Trivandrum, so I go and come back.
You are teaching in which institution?
Confidence Academy near Gandhi Park, sir.
Because we see you have passed out in 2007, I think.
Yes, sir.
From St. Stephen's.
Yes, sir.
Which is a very prestigious institution in Delhi.
Yes, sir.
And after that, almost 7-8 years. So you must have tried civil services 2-3 times?
Yes, sir. Actually, this is my 6th attempt for civil service.
And did you attend interviews earlier?
No, sir. First time.
This is the first time?
Yes, sir.
You must be excited about it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, welcome. Now, one thing which you notice about you is that you are very active in sports.
Yes, sir.
You have practically participated in everything possible, you know.
Tried to, sir.
And school captain of basketball and cricket and athletics and all that.
Yes, sir.
and simultaneously, I mean, you have concentrated on studies also.
Yes, sir.
So how do you actually balance this?
So for me, I could perform well in studies because I could do well in sports. Sports was actually what was motivating me to study better. Most of the things I learned came from sports. For example, if I was not well, like if I couldn't participate well in sports, that would affect me in academics too. So it was always performing. It was the same for me. If you're in sports and academics, it's the same for me.
You have very good career. You can make a good career in sports also. For example, cricket.
Yes,
It's hugely attractive sports these days. So I was wondering, why you did not choose that as a career when you are exceptionally good. Everybody cannot be good in sports. So
first of all, I wasn't really good in cricket. My game was basketball, and career prospects in basketball and even football was very limited. And for a graduate middle class boy like I am, civil service was a natural choice. Sports prospects were not as attractive.
What do you think are the major 3 or 4 social issues in India?
One important issue would be the women issues, rights of the woman. Second issue would be the rising inequality. Third issue would be our development growth model is not inclusive enough. There is large sections being not included in the growth. Fourth issue would be that we are undergoing a transformation from maybe a semi-feudal to a capitalist market-oriented economy, and it is being reflected in our value systems, which is changing. So I would say these 4 are primary issues according to me.
How would you address the issue of inequality in India? If you were to give a chance to suggest 3 or 4 policy choices to address inequality in India, what will you do?
Growth should definitely come, but I would say the government, in order to include people into this growth development happening, they should invest more in developing the human capacities of everyone. Human capacity development should happen so that even poor everyone has a method of devising their own strategies for livelihood and thereby connect to the market itself. Now the problem is we have large sections of the people not included with this market model, which we are slowly moving on to, and the government has to link this gap, include these non-included sections, give them education, give them healthcare, give them the primary human capacity development, and then slowly help them devise strategies for livelihood to connect with this market. And then I would say they would, it's like you have to teach them how to catch the fish rather than giving them fish for free. So then we can include them in the growth prospects and thereby address this inequality, non-inclusive issue.
What is your perspective on the recent controversy related to the foreign funding and international aid, etc.? Is it good or bad?
I'm not very aware of the issue, but if I may say something, right now we are moving from a anti-colonial state to a neoliberal state. Therefore, we should welcome foreign capital, but we should also take care that our sovereignty should be safeguarded. So we have to find a balancing point. We can't say no to foreign funding. So it's a tricky situation. That's all I can comment, sir.
You're a sociology student,
Yes,
or at
ma'am.
least you've opted for sociology.
Yes, opted for.
And you also talked about women rights,
Yes, ma'am.
right? But now, crimes against women are rising in Kerala, crimes, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So, why do you think this is happening, and do you see some kind of a solution to this issue?
Well, ma'am, in Kerala specifically, the women issues are rising. One of the major reasons being there is high reportings being taking place. And for me personally, I believe there's more crime against women in the Gangetic Plains than in Kerala, I would say. But the reportings are high in Kerala.
No, I'm asking all India level, pan-India level.
All India level. From a sociological perspective, I would say that India still has a semi-feudal social setup, which is primarily patriarchal in nature, and it is these patriarchal institutions which validates the value system which leads to the subjugation of women, and we need to somehow transform this value system towards a more liberal, more woman-friendly system, but that will be a long run. It will take place gradually. A social revolution is nonetheless happening, but it will take 20-30 years. But in the meantime, the government and the civil society should create an awareness of these things. It should be always kept heightened in public perception, so that the younger generations coming up, all of them questions and self-reflects upon these things, upon their own value system where they are groomed, and they have to do some self-reflection and gradually transform. Education is an important step towards that, I would feel.
Say for instance, you are an administrator, okay, and
Yes,
in your
ma'am.
district this is a big problem. What specific steps will you take?
I would make the government offices more easily accessible to women. I would ensure that police stations that are women friendly, and there will be women cops to help them out. I would, if possible, I would have a sort of civil center in every village where they can discuss the issues of women. I would ask the police to take immediate action against any crimes, and even without crimes, we should actively involve the women folks into administrative system, so that they can easily communicate their difficulties to the state administration, I would say.
Okay. Are you aware about the recent schemes in terms of gold announced in the recent budget?
No, ma'am,
You're
not
aware.
aware.
Okay. What is your opinion about fasting? See, fasting is something which Gandhiji himself has propounded.
Yes,
What is
ma'am.
your opinion about it? Because Iram Sharmila has been fasting for so many years
Yes, ma'am.
without any result. So,
Mm.
is it an effective means of redressing your grievances at present?
Iram Shamla is using fasting as a method of protest, but as you said, it's not giving concrete results at the moment, but nonetheless it has captured public imagination. Therefore, it has highlighted the point of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act and atrocities. And for me personally, as a student, I wasn't aware of AFSPA until I saw the picture of Iram Shamla, and in order to, that is when I learned about AFSPA. So as a awareness creation, as a method of capturing public attention, maybe not as it is the best way to coerce the government to move in a particular way, but she definitely captured my attention.
But it is not an effective tool anymore.
I wouldn't say it is completely non-effective, but it has definitely started something.
Are you aware of the Vyapam scam?
No, ma'am, sorry.
Jatan, you are a student of physics.
Yes, sir.
Have you read Project Kafka
Tao of Physics.
or any other book?
No, sir, I just read Tao of Physics.
You read Tao of Physics. Do you agree with his viewpoint that there is some connection between higher physics and higher spirituality? It's one and the same.
Yes, I agree with him. I would say that if you look at the progression of science from classical mechanics, and where they thought you can certainly predict something, to right now we have quantum mechanics and M theory, where you say that you cannot completely predict something, 100% certainty is not possible. I think there is a more orientation towards Eastern mysticism.
Is uncertainty the bedrock of Eastern philosophy?
No, sir, I'm just giving an example.
Then
So I definitely agree with him.
Like, what is the point of the point where there is similarity? What is the point where there is
Convergence.
a joining of ideas?
Both are trying to unlock the secrets of nature, sir. And physics is looking from an outside perspective. Like it is looking outside, it is trying to understand the nature of matter and energy, and thereby understand the working of the universe. Whereas in Eastern
Who's
mystery,
Canada?
yes, sir.
Canada. Who is Canada?
No idea, sir.
You are a sportsman by nature.
Yes, sir.
Do you see the civil service examination as also yet another game?
So for sports, personally, I don't think it's about a game, sir. It's about win or lose. It doesn't matter, sir. But you have to give your best. And if you can't give your best, then you actually lose. But if you're giving your best, it's okay. Whatever the outcome.
What was my question?
It's just another game, no, sir. It's not just a game,
It's not a game.
no, sir.
Then
You really, it's like civil service. Preparing for civil service, it was personally like a personality development for me. I tried 6 times, and it was very difficult to keep up the motivation level. It was like running a marathon, sir.
so it's
And
like a game.
yeah, maybe if you say
What is sportsman spirit?
it's very difficult to define, sir. But then I would say it's being in the game with full awareness and keeping up your spirit. No matter if you're 3, 4, 5 goals down, you really have to keep up the spirit, and then only the true game will flow through you, sir, I would say.
Generally, they say that Indian sports persons generally lack competitive spirit.
I wouldn't say so. They lack competitive spirit, but they are not exposed to high levels of competition. It's a gradual process. You need to slowly get exposed and exposed.
So what's the difference between competitive spirit and sportsman spirit?
Well, sportsman spirit include competitive spirit, sir. But sometimes it's not always about you need to win. Sportsman spirit goes beyond competitive spirit.
Recently, you had the national games.
Yes,
What's your
sir.
take on the national games? Is it a waste of time, energy, and money?
No, sir. No. It's important to have a sporting culture, and national games promotes this sporting culture. And it is one of the avenues where it is one of the very few
What about
avenues.
the quality? There's hardly any quality game.
Yes, sir, but gradually it has to improve, so we cannot do away with the national
Over
game.
60 years, you're wasting money.
I wouldn't say.
We have poverty. We have so many things to be addressed. Why should we waste money on these kind of stuff?
Well, for a holistic development process, sports is important, I think so.
Why should the government spend money?
Well, ideally, if you can bring in market economy to, for example, the IPL model in cricket it has been used in kabaddi and football also. It's a very good model, but till the point where we can attract the market capital investors into sports, the government has to ensure that
It's not an essential commodity, isn't it? Isn't any essential commodity?
well, in a way, it is not giving direct benefits, but it's definitely contributing a lot to the feedbacks.
You have studied sociology. Can you define family?
I can't I'm not recollecting the exact definition, but I can define. Say it includes it's a primary social grouping, and it forms the basic unit in society. It includes a couple in sexual relationship and one or 2 or 3 generations of
Is a sexual relationship a must?
no, so it is not a must.
Okay, you seem to play everything other than golf. Why?
I was never exposed to golf, sir. I certainly want to learn it. I have heard it's a very precision game, and I really want to get exposed to it.
Do you watch spiritual channels,
I read spiritual channels. I haven't watched some, but I read.
or you read spiritual books?
Yes, sir.
Suppose you are a practicing Hindu,
Yes, sir.
and say if you are in a temple like Guruvayur where non-Hindus are not allowed.
Mm.
When you are actually inside that temple, you chanced upon to watch a person whom do you know that is not a Hindu, what would you do?
So I wouldn't do anything, sir, personally.
As a law-abiding citizen, I think he should be reporting. Isn't it?
I think Guruvayur is not under the government, no, sir.
There was some borders control.
Okay, sir.
You are the administrator. You take it, but you are the administrator.
So if I'm a practicing Hindu, I would say Hinduism is a very secular religion. Almost every definition of...
But the temple has a rule.
Yes, sir.
Temple has its own sets of rules which forbids certain sections of people from coming inside.
Yes,
As a person, as an administrator
yes, sir.
of that temple,
As an
if you chanced
administrator.
upon to see that person inside,
Okay,
what
sir.
would be your response?
As an administrator, it would be different, sir. As an administrator, I would ask him what he's doing here. I would, if he can't provide proof that he's
He said that you can observe him and if he is praying,
but sir, there are rules, sir, and you have to abide by the rules, and it's my duty to ensure that the rules are followed. Therefore, I would ask him.
Will you get him arrested, or will you slowly push him out, or will you send your men to catch hold of him? What will you do?
So I would ask him to leave, sir.
If he doesn't?
If he doesn't, I'll ask my men to escort him out.
okay. You have mentioned in one of your earlier answers
Yes, sir.
that when you were asked to point out what were the main issues the country is facing, you told that increasing orientation towards market economics
Yes, sir.
as an issue. Do you feel that it is an issue?
No, sir. The point I was trying to raise was it is a lot of value changes is happening, and it is happening really fast. And our social units are not able to adjust to it at this random, very rapid pace. For example, I see a lot of generation gaps happening very quickly. Communication breaking down between parents and children. And
This is because of this influence of market economy.
well, after globalization, I would say it has actually increased a lot. There is a capitalistic
So what's the
transformation.
solution?
We have to be aware of the issues. Like most of the time, we are not aware that such a background change is happening. So by increasing the awareness, I would say is one of the solutions, but I can't exactly